Hey guys, it's your girl Raven. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, you totally should. Otherwise, this won't make any sense to you. I had asked my followers like what kind of content you guys wanted to see and so on and so forth. And a lot of you guys really liked the video that I did over my LA experience, like my 5 little tips on moving to LA, basically things that I wish I would have done differently, and now that I know better, like advice that I would give to someone else who's looking to move out to a big city. Being in LA, I have held a lot of jobs and my resume is longer than a CVS receipt at this point. But there is a reason for everything, and I'm here to share that reason with you today because I think that it's something that, we should all be talking about, especially if you're like an entrepreneur or you're anyone who just wants to like hustle and work for themselves. This video is for you. Also, I am so glad that this Black History Month is almost over with. This is the worst fucking Black History Month we could have had. This is the worst Pisces season and birthday month in general. Pisces season is supposed to make the world a better place. I don't think that Pisces could have even saved us from this one. Yeah, we just got hit back to back during this Black History Month, man. We got hit with that bullshit with Cardi and Nicki. BET talking about they're gonna drag Nicki by her lace front, and that's why she drug her ass away from y'all's award show. Also, fucking Karl Lagerfeld died, and I didn't even find out about it until I went to YouTube. 21 Savage, like, although the memes behind that were kind of funny. Excuse me, my good sir, but I will shoot the shit out of you, my kind sir. Jussie Smollett. What was the point? There's got to be a bigger reason behind all of that than what we know. I'm just convinced, and I'm gonna let him hoop until he comes out with that side of the story. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna let him hoop. You can't even ball out on my court, Jussie. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. And you just gonna bring your yellow ass up in here and gonna tell this fucking lie in front of these people like, why are you embarrassing me? R. Kelly's ass then got indicted, and then some boo-boo the fool from the neck of the damn woods said, no, baby, you don't need to be in here. I got you. But anyway, back to my story. Before we get started, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're always in the loop when your girl uploads a new video. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the video. So first things first is, let me give you a little bit of my backstory. I moved to LA in April of 2016, okay? When I moved out here back in February, I was under the impression that I had a full-time job, okay? It was going to be like $16 an hour, 40 hours a week. That's nothing to be trying to live in LA. But when you're hungry and you need some place to start, challenge accepted. So me and my best friend at the time, we pack up all our shit and we drive down. Long story short, I never started the job. We were living in Long Beach. The job was in North Hollywood. So if you're out here, you know what kind of commute that was. And coming out here, I did not realize that that's what the commute would be like. So I'm glad it kind of like didn't work out in the end. But in the beginning, when you ain't got no damn money. No, so in the beginning, like I said, I was supposed to start this job. We drove down here and then we went to sleep. The next morning, we got up and we went down like at 9:30, 10 a.m. My camera battery is not with the shits today, so this is gonna have to be a quick one. But like I was saying, we woke up at about 9:30, 10 o'clock or something or other, went down there, filled out the paperwork, right? All my information, everything's in the system. Like, the person who I was working with, there's nothing against her. She's amazing. It's just this job in itself. Like, I never heard back from them people. They never called me, even when I was there. Like, they never ever gave me a start date. So what is a girl to do? Like, I had just packed up all my shit. I moved out. I'm not gonna pack it back up in my Jeep and like drive all the way back to Nebraska. So I've got to figure out a way to survive. So I did the only thing that I knew how to do, and I got on social media. I got on the computer and I found emails and Instagrams, and I DM'd and emailed everybody who was somebody or even seemed like they were somebody in the city. And I'm like, hey, I'm a makeup artist, I'm new, bitch, I need to work. Now that is definitely not the best like etiquette on trying to get makeup artist jobs in LA. And if you guys would like, I can film a separate video about how to find like jobs for makeup artists and hairstylists and like people in the beauty profession. But you know, you don't solicit, basically. You don't just find people and then spam them like I was doing. But I mean, I guess it kind of worked a little bit because I did end up getting a client from that. So my first client that I got from that was Bria Miles. She was like the only person to respond and actually book something. I got a lot of, oh, thank you so much for reaching out. We'll keep in touch. We'll keep you in mind. Or I just didn't get shit back at all. They didn't say anything. So Bria and we link up. She hits me up at like 11 o'clock one night, and I find out I have to be on set at, I think it was like 6 or 7 a.m. So because I was staying in Long Beach and Set was in West Hollywood, I needed to leave by like 5 a.m., 5:30 or something or other. So I link up with her, we're doing the photo shoot, we're vibing, everything's moving, and I get a phone call. And I get a phone call from that job, and they're like, hey, we have an assignment for you. Are you able to take it? And I'm like, no. I'm on set right now, and I wasn't gonna just bail out on Bria and leave her like in the middle, of a makeup application, or just rush through it and then try to be down at this office. So really, I'm not understanding any of it, because it's like, okay, when I signed up with you guys and I filled out all the paperwork, you never gave me a start date, you never made any promises, like it was just nothing after that. So what happened? And mind you, they did have a phone number that you could text. And I tried to text them, and I tried to email them, and I tried to call them. And I never heard back from anybody in that office until the day I was on set with Bria. So basically what I'm trying to say is, when they called me and they put me on the spot, like, can you come now? My answer was no, because I was doing exactly what it is that I love to do. I was painting, I was doing makeup, I was beating face, I was vibing out, I was having fun. And for me, that meant way more than rushing to be at somebody's office for the rest of the day. That was my first photo shoot in LA. Well, that was my first like official photo shoot in LA, because I had visited so many times before, and I had done photo shoots before, but nothing that was on the level that this photo shoot was at. And I had never done makeup for anybody that I felt was kind of like a real celebrity, like a popular IG model, you feel me? So that was like everything for me. I'm new to the city. Basically, after we had wrapped up with that shoot and I said no to that job, I felt like I wanted to say no to every job. I felt like if I could just make it as a makeup artist, if I could get paid to do exactly what it is that I'm doing now, there's nothing else in this world that I'd rather do, like that I'm gonna do. So basically after that, I'm talking to Bria, and she's like, hey, maybe I can refer you to some people. I know a lot of people, yada, yada, yada. And I'm still using Instagram and whatnot to the best of my abilities. So I'm like, cool, we got this team going. It's about to be the shit. I'm about to be popping in just a little bit. Girl, it didn't even work out that way. It didn't work out that way. So this is what really happened. This is the aftermath. So after that shoot, I get my little Snapchat from her, and people are like checking me out. I'm getting some followers on my Insta. I get my pictures. I start putting them up. And it still wasn't enough. The bookings aren't coming in like I thought they were going to. Like I thought that if I worked with her, like basically that was going to open up the floodgates to all these other celebrities. And it just doesn't work out that way. So I had to figure out something else to do, right? I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, how am I going to... Hello. I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, what am I going to do as far as work and, trying to get a job, trying to get settled. So I ended up finding work like a month or so after that. I found consistent income. So because of my crazy experiences, I thought that I might just share a few little tips for you guys who might want to come out here and you're having difficulties finding a job, because it can be so difficult. It can take forever to find something just to keep yourself afloat. Like minimum wage out here is like $12 an hour. Which is great if you have a bunch of roommates or if you're able to live with your family. If you're out here on your own, you're not going to make it on that $12 an hour just by itself, and I'm sorry to cut that out to you. Okay guys, so these are just my little tidbits on like I said, what I think could be helpful when it comes to finding a job in Los Angeles. He's so cute. Okay, so my first little tip is to have a clean resume and weed out any excess BS on your resume. Okay, sorry, I'm like using my notepad to cheat because I have a cat in my arms and a scattered brain, so that just makes for a hot mess of a video. Okay, so you want to have a clean resume and weed out any excess BS.
Excuse me, ma'am, are you qualified to do this job?
A clean resume is going to get you so far in this lifetime because nobody wants to see a bunch of like jibber jabber on your resume. Nobody wants to see a bunch of font on your resume that doesn't pertain to the job that you're applying for. So let's say you have like a bunch of customer service experience in your background, right? But maybe you want to come out here and you want to get into something that's a little bit more on the techie side. What I would do is try to take those customer service experiences and dust up your resume and put a little bit more like technology experience on there versus, okay, she's got some customer service, got some retail, got a little bit of this, got a little bit of that. Okay, lots of skill sets. But how does this pertain to the job that we are offering? Also, just knowing how to interview really well. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Practice your speech, practice your verbiage. Get to know the company before you actually go to the interview, like a little bit about their culture. Because even if you don't know a lot about the job within itself, what I've learned is fake it till you make it. And I say that lightly. Because if you can at least brush up your knowledge on a company, you might be able to like finesse your way into the doors just by like knowing what their culture is like, knowing how they operate, and kind of being that person already, like having that persona when you come into the interview. But you can only do that if it's really you. Like if you notice that the company culture is a little bit more colorful and a little bit more vibrant than others, okay, if you're not a fucking colorful and vibrant person, then it's probably not gonna work out. It's just a no-brainer. My next tip is to have a good mindset. Go into looking for a job with a positive mindset, because I promise to God that's like gonna make or break your whole experience. If you go into it thinking, oh, I don't know if I can get this job, I don't know if I'm gonna do good in my interview, I don't know if I'm gonna do well at this, if I'm gonna do well at that, I don't know if I can, I don't know, everything is just, I don't know, or it's negative, or it's really doubtful. They say like what you put out into the universe, okay? I just did another video about like manifestation, so it's very, very real. Another tip is to know how to sell yourself. You want to sell yourself during your interviews. You want to sell yourself off of your strengths and weaknesses. Any weaknesses, just start working on them. You know, nobody's perfect, and you can only improve yourself one day at a time. I thought that I was, I don't want to say like more talented than what I was, but basically I thought I had the juice already. Okay, my little Nebraska clients is pumping my head up, but baby, Nebraska clients are nothing compared to Los Angeles clients. I learned that I definitely have areas that I can improve in, all the way around. And I learned that I was just so eager to be out here. Like I wasn't even thinking thoroughly. It was just, okay, what do you want me to do? Yes, 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 yes to everything. And that's not okay. You can't be like a fucking yes man, because nothing will get done, believe it or not. Another just tidbit on when it comes to interviewing here. So I've been to quite a few interviews, and they are not even for dispensaries, but people will try to like fucking smoke you out during an interview. And to me, I don't know, that's just weird. I don't like to smoke after everybody, and it's like, I'm here for an interview, dog. I'm not here to kick it with you. There's a lot that I could cover in this video, but one thing I'm going to say before I go is also do not be afraid to network. I have been a person, and I know so many people who have found their next job or their next opportunity all through knowing someone who, either that's the person to know, or they know someone who knows that person who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. Basically what I'm trying to say is a closed mouth never gets fed. If you want something in this lifetime, you gotta open your mouth and say something. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta put a name behind a face, and you have to let people know that your presence is, you know, it exists. Like, I'm here. I need stuff. You need stuff. You need somebody to answer the phone. I need to get paid for answering someone's phone. You know what I'm saying? So once you kind of like put yourself out there, and again, you think positively, I really do think that good things will happen, especially like landing you a dope ass job. Two, as far as networking, don't be afraid to like hunt through Facebook groups. I went through Facebook groups. I seriously would like download dating apps, and I would look for people. This is so bad, but this goes back to my dating stories of why I say when I like use these apps, I'm always typically like I'm getting something from it, right? Okay, so yeah, I would go through Tinder, and if you told me in your bio that you work for a real estate company, I'm gonna ask you if they need people to answer the phone. Like, I need to make money. Like, I live in Los Angeles, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be able to make that dime. So yeah, guys, I hope that this video was helpful. I hope it was informative to someone out there in the universe. If you did enjoy this video, if it gave you any sort of pointers at all, please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. I think what I might do next is some top like side hustles in LA. That's another thing. While it can be difficult to find a job, you can find a hustle clear off the bat. So maybe I should have covered that before. Whatever. You get what you get from this channel. Alright guys, it is 4 o'clock in the morning on the dot. I am getting ready to take off this face and get in the bed. I've got my wine. We're gonna finish her off. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!